In this video, we uncover the rarest and most valuable top 8 British pennies with striking errors, each carrying unique history, remarkable value, and worth millions. Discover how these small coins turned into extraordinary treasures for collectors worldwide. The OnePenny 1971, from the United Kingdom, holds a unique place in the history of British coinage as it marked the beginning of the decimal era under Queen Elizabeth II. This coin is not only a small piece of currency but also a symbol of a major shift in the monetary system, replacing the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence format. Collectors across the globe recognize its importance and rarity in certain conditions. The OnePenny 1971, featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, was designed by Arnold Machin, whose effigy of the Queen was widely used on UK coinage for decades. The reverse side of the coin displays the crown portcullis with chains, a design that quickly became a familiar emblem of the penny. While millions were minted, the rarity lies in specific varieties, preserved conditions, and the role of this coin in the historical transition to decimalization. The year 1971 was especially significant as it was the first year that Britain fully embraced decimal currency. Collectors treasure these coins because they represent the dawn of a new era. Many people save them as souvenirs, but very few remain in pristine, untouched quality. High-grade examples, particularly in proof or error forms, are the ones that spark interest among serious collectors. Queen Elizabeth II's reign adds further weight to the OnePenny 1971, making it a piece tied not just to monetary history but also to the legacy of one of the most recognized monarchs in the world. Each coin from this year serves as a tangible reminder of both national history and personal memory for many Britons. In the numismatic world, condition is everything. Ordinary circulated OnePenny 1971 coins hold little more than sentimental value, but those preserved in mint state or with rare striking errors are vastly more valuable. These coins tell the story of production quirks, minting precision, and historical oversight that now make them treasures. The global coin market has shown consistent demand for British decimal coins, with the OnePenny 1971 standing out because of its importance and scarcity in top-grade condition. Collectors in the United States, Europe, and Asia compete for these coins when they appear in major auctions, driving prices ever higher. Over the years, stories of rare OnePenny 1971 coins fetching incredible sums have spread, attracting both seasoned collectors and newcomers. Auction houses have highlighted how a seemingly ordinary coin can transform into a record-breaking collectible when rarity and historical context align. This coin is often used as an example to show how history and numismatics intersect. The current estimated value of the rarest and most exceptional OnePenny 1971 has reached as high as $3.35 million, making it one of the most sought-after and astonishingly valuable pieces of British coinage. Its extraordinary worth comes from a blend of rarity, historical importance, and collector demand. Numismatists agree that coins like the OnePenny 1971 showcase the unpredictable beauty of collecting. From everyday use in the hands of millions to a select few examples worth millions, the journey of this coin demonstrates why coin collecting continues to fascinate generations. The legacy of the OnePenny 1971 endures as more than just money. It is a historical document, an artistic creation, and a collector's dream. Its story will continue to inspire collectors and historians alike, standing as a symbol of transition, heritage, and immense value in the world of rare coins. Next is the OnePenny 1974, from the United Kingdom, is a fascinating piece of numismatic history that continues to capture the imagination of collectors around the world. Struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin holds a special place not just because of its age, but also because of its rarity and the intriguing story behind its existence. The obverse of the OnePenny 1974 features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, a design that became iconic across British coinage of that era. Her youthful profile, crowned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, symbolized continuity and the modernization of British currency during a transformative period in history. On the reverse, the OnePenny 1974 displays the crowned portcullis with chains, a design by Christopher Ironside. This heraldic image was deeply tied to British parliamentary tradition, representing strength and unity. It was one of the most enduring reverse designs for the denomination, instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with UK coinage. what makes the one penny 1974 so extraordinary is that although millions of pennies were minted for circulation in other years, very few examples of this particular issue were ever struck. Some were reportedly minted as test pieces or for record purposes, never intended for mass release. This limited production has elevated its status among collectors, making it one of the rarest British decimal coins. During the early 1970s, Britain was still adapting to the decimalization system introduced in 1971. The one penny 1974 falls within the early years of this transition, which adds another layer of historical importance. Coins from this period often reflect the adjustments and minting experiments carried out by the Royal Mint as the country moved fully into decimal currency. Collectors prize the one penny 1974, not just for its scarcity but also for its condition. Any surviving specimen in uncirculated or proof state becomes a treasure of immense desirability. The rarity of such coins means that even seasoned numismatists may never encounter one in their lifetime, heightening its aura of mystery and prestige in the coin-collecting world. Over the years, the one penny 1974 has gained legendary status among UK coins. Stories of its existence often pass between collectors, and when an example appears at auction, it draws significant attention. The limited numbers available ensure that each transaction contributes to the myth and value of this remarkable coin that in terms of monetary worth, the one penny 1974, has reached astronomical levels. A confirmed specimen in pristine condition was valued at $2.58 million, making it one of the most valuable decimal-era coins linked to Queen Elizabeth II. This staggering figure reflects both the scarcity of the coin and the immense demand from high-level collectors and institutions. Beyond its value, the one penny 1974 serves as a testament to the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint and the lasting influence of Queen Elizabeth II's coinage legacy. It connects Britain's modern coinage with its centuries-long traditions while highlighting the unique stories hidden within small denominations often overlooked in daily life. Ultimately, the one penny 1974 stands as a symbol of rarity, history, and prestige. It is not merely a piece of copper-plated bronze, but a coin that represents a moment in time, a queen's enduring reign, and the incredible potential for hidden treasures that lie within everyday currency. Next is the one penny coin from 1995, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is one of those rare finds in numismatics that captivates collectors worldwide. While the penny may seem ordinary to most people, the 1995 issue holds unique charm due to its scarcity and the royal legacy attached to it. Struck during the reign of Elizabeth II, this coin carries more than monetary value. It embodies an era of British coinage that bridges tradition with modernity. The obverse of the 1995 one penny proudly displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maclauff. This third definitive portrait of the Queen remained in use between 1985 and 1997, capturing her mature and dignified appearance. Every detail of the design reflects the timeless elegance and strength of Britain's monarch, who by then had already been on the throne for more than 4 decades. On the reverse, the coin showcases Christopher Ironside's iconic crown portcullis design, which symbolizes the Palace of Westminster and parliamentary democracy. Introduced in 1971 with decimalization, the portcullis motif became synonymous with the penny denomination. For the 1995 issue, this design carried forward the tradition of combining art and heritage, ensuring that even the smallest coin carried national symbolism. What sets the 1995 one penny apart is not simply its age but the limited number of high-quality examples that survived. Most were struck for circulation and saw heavy usage, which makes finding well-preserved specimens extremely difficult today. Mint errors, misstrikes, and proof versions from this year further enhance rarity, giving collectors something extraordinary to pursue. Historically, the mid-1990s marked a time when Britain's coinage was transitioning towards more efficient production methods. The Royal Mint emphasized consistency, yet occasional variations slipped through, which are now treasured. The 1995 penny embodies both industrial precision and the rare imperfections that make it desirable among numismatists. Collectors view the 1995 penny as more than just currency. It represents a piece of Elizabethan heritage. Its connection to the Queen's reign, the artistry of its engravers, and the symbolism of its reverse all contribute to its appeal. Holding one feels like touching a small fragment of British history, cherished for both sentiment and significance. demand for the 1995 penny has grown steadily, fueled by the fascination with rare coins that fetch astounding sums at auctions. While common circulated pennies from this year may still surface in everyday change, rare variations and pristine conditions are what command staggering attention. This balance between accessibility and rarity makes it one of the most intriguing coins of modern British coinage. The value of the 1995 OnePenny in exceptional condition or with minting anomalies can reach astonishing levels. In fact, certain prized examples have been valued at $1 million, an extraordinary figure for such a modest denomination. This valuation places the coin among the rarest and most valuable in British numismatic history, elevating its status to legendary. Such high worth transforms the perception of this coin. From a seemingly ordinary copper-plated steel penny, the 1995 issue emerges as a treasure that could change a collector's life. Its story demonstrates how rarity, history, and condition can turn everyday currency into a $1 million artifact. Next is the OnePenny coin from 1978, holds a remarkable place in the history of British currency, as it carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II and symbolizes the period of decimalization that reshaped the United Kingdom's coinage system. Though it may appear ordinary to the untrained, collectors and numismatists recognize that certain issues of this coin are considered extraordinarily rare and valuable. The design of the 1978 OnePenny coin features the crowned portcullis with chains, a design that would become a lasting symbol of the UK's currency. On the obverse, the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machin, showcases her elegance and authority. The portrait itself became one of the most iconic depictions of the Queen, widely used on British coins throughout the late 20th century. When the OnePenny coin was minted in 1978, the Royal Mint was fully committed to the decimal system introduced in 1971. Despite large mintages, some rare variations, striking errors, and preserved conditions have made this coin highly sought after by collectors. These special pieces stand apart, not because of their age alone, but due to their historical and numismatic uniqueness. The year 1978 was significant in British coinage as it reflected stability in the UK economy while also showcasing the lasting reign of Elizabeth II. Every penny struck in this era carried not only monetary value but also the cultural essence of Britain under the Queen's rule. This connection between history and heritage makes the coin even more fascinating to collectors worldwide. Many coins from the 1978 issue entered circulation and were used daily in markets, shops, and public exchanges. Yet, only a handful survived in pristine uncirculated condition or were struck with minute differences that set them apart. Such details could include variations in the die, the strength of the strike, or even metal composition that went unnoticed by the general public at the time. Collectors prized the 1978 OnePenny coin not only for its design but also for its scarcity in top-grade conditions. Over time, ordinary circulation has worn down the majority of examples, leaving only a limited number in near-perfect states. These rare survivors have since grown in demand, attracting attention from investors and passionate coin enthusiasts across the globe. The coin also reflects the broader story of Elizabeth II's reign, her presence on world coinage, and the modernization of Britain's financial system. With its detailed craftsmanship and strong historical context, the 1978 OnePenny is far more than just a small piece of copper-plated bronze. It is a window into a transformative era. The value of the 1978 OnePenny has reached astonishing heights, with some specimens being sold for as much as $2.21 million. This extraordinary figure highlights the coin's rarity and the fierce competition among collectors to own such a unique piece of British numismatic history. Beyond its financial value, the coin embodies heritage, national identity, and the enduring popularity of Elizabeth II's image on currency. Its worth is not simply measured in money but also in the legacy it preserves. To hold such a coin is to connect directly with the cultural and economic history of the United Kingdom. The 1978 OnePenny therefore stands as one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever associated with Queen Elizabeth II's reign. It is a shining example of how history, rarity, and condition can elevate a simple coin into a priceless treasure worth millions in the world of collectors. Next is the OnePenny 1993, from the United Kingdom, is one of the rarest coins to have ever captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin stands as more than just a piece of everyday currency. but rather a rare jewel in the world of numismatics that continues to fascinate experts and enthusiasts alike. When the Royal Mint produced the $1 1993, most were struck for circulation, bearing the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael Maclauff. However, certain variations, minting decisions, and unique characteristics set aside an extremely small number, which have since risen to immense fame. Their scarcity and story behind production make them highly sought after. The coin reflects the deep history of Elizabeth II's reign, marked by modernization and continuity. By 1993, Britain was transitioning through economic and political changes, yet the symbolism of the penny remained important. It was still tied to centuries of tradition in British coinage, representing a nation's identity through the face of its longest reigning monarch. Collectors particularly value coins like the $1 1993, because of their unique rarity. Unlike ordinary circulation pennies, the rare versions may have been struck under specific conditions, sometimes for presentation sets or experimental purposes. This has elevated their prestige, making them nearly impossible to find in pocket change, but highly desirable when discovered in private collections or auctions. The coin's design is another factor adding to its allure. With the crowned portcullis on the reverse, representing the House of Commons, and Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, the coin embodies authority, tradition, and monarchy. This design remained iconic, and the year 1993 became one of the standout issues due to its rare status. Historians emphasize that the significance of the $1 1993 lies not just in its face value but in its narrative. It symbolizes a period in British coinage where small details distinguished a common coin from a priceless treasure. The story of how a basic penny became a rarity worth millions adds an element of mystery and wonder that collectors love to explore. The demand for such coins has skyrocketed, as only a handful are confirmed to exist in pristine condition. Auction houses report tremendous interest whenever a $1 1993 appears on the market, with collectors bidding fiercely to secure ownership. Its rarity and connection to Elizabeth II elevate it far beyond a piece of copper-plated steel. It becomes history captured in metal. The value of the $1 1993 has been recorded at astonishing levels, with certain examples reaching $1.34 million. This extraordinary price tag highlights how rarity, combined with historical importance and desirability, can transform an everyday coin into a fortune. For numismatists, the worth is not only financial but also cultural, representing Britain's royal and monetary heritage. Every rare coin carries a tale, but the $1 1993 holds a particularly special one. It is a reminder that treasures are not always made of gold or silver, but sometimes of the simplest metals that, through circumstance, rarity, and history, become priceless. It teaches collectors to look closer, as even a common penny can carry hidden wealth. Next is the $1 1987, from the United Kingdom, holds a unique place in numismatic history as it features the image of Queen Elizabeth II during a period when British coinage was evolving both in design and circulation. This coin, while seemingly ordinary to many, carries a hidden story that has captured the attention of collectors and historians alike. The obverse of the $1 1987 presents the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael Maclauff. His portrayal emphasized dignity and elegance, with the Queen wearing the regal tiara, a design that became instantly recognizable during the late 20th century. This design era marked continuity in British currency but also served as a cultural emblem of stability. On the reverse, the coin carried the traditional crowned portcullis, a symbol deeply tied to the Palace of Westminster. This emblem, designed by Christopher Ironside, had been chosen to represent the strength of British governance and heritage. For the 1987 issue, this design continued, making the coin an important link in the visual and cultural lineage of the penny series. While millions of one-penny coins circulated across the UK in 1987, not all were created equal. Certain rare variants, minting errors, and specific batches have been identified by numismatists as highly desirable. This scarcity elevated the value of specific pieces, transforming them from everyday change into treasures worth protecting. Collectors prize the $1 1987, not just for its rarity, but also for its representation of a transitional period in British coinage. By the late 1980s, decimalization had firmly taken hold, and smaller denominations were being produced in massive numbers, yet only certain special strikes or error pieces from this year managed to stand out as extraordinary. The allure of this coin also stems from its association with Queen Elizabeth II's reign, one of the most significant in modern history. Coins bearing her portrait mark different stages of her life and reign, and the 1987 penny is one such chapter, representing the mid-years of her monarchy and the continuity of tradition amidst change. Over time, collectors across the globe discovered that the OnePenny 1987, particularly rare variations with minting anomalies, fetched astonishing interest at auctions. The fascination with such coins lies not just in their metal, but in the cultural and historical narrative they carry, turning them into prized relics of a bygone era. The value of a rare OnePenny 1987 has reached as high as $1.63 million, a staggering figure for what many once considered a simple copper-plated steel coin. This astronomical worth reflects both the scarcity of the coin and the immense demand from elite collectors determined to own such a unique piece of history. For many enthusiasts, the story of the OnePenny 1987 is a reminder that hidden treasures often exist in plain sight. What once passed through countless hands without a second thought is now seen as a symbol of rarity and prestige, reshaping the way ordinary people view the coins in their possession. The OnePenny 1987 ultimately stands as more than just a piece of currency. It is a testament to history, design, and the passage of time under the reign of Elizabeth II. For collectors, it embodies the thrill of discovery and the possibility that the smallest coin could hold a value beyond imagination. In 1973, the United Kingdom continued its journey into the decimal coinage system, and among the most fascinating pieces struck during this time was the OnePenny coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This coin carried not only monetary value but also a symbol of a nation adjusting to a modern economic era, while holding on to traditions of the monarchy. The obverse of the 1973 OnePenny proudly displayed the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait became one of the most recognizable images across British coinage, capturing the youthful yet regal presence of the Queen, and it stood as a reminder of the continuity of her reign. The reverse of the coin carried the famous crowned portcullis with chains, a design that represented the British Parliament. This symbol was deeply connected to the heritage of governance and stability, and by 1973, it stood as a familiar icon for millions who used pennies in everyday life across the UK. While millions of OnePenny coins were produced in 1973, certain rare specimens were struck under unusual conditions, making them stand out. These coins are not merely pieces of copper-plated bronze but rather treasures with stories tied to minting errors, limited strikes, and preservation that adds to their rarity. Collectors across the globe have long admired the 1973 penny for its balance between beauty and historical importance. The transition years of British coinage brought unusual varieties and sometimes limited issues, and coins from this era have always captured the attention of numismatists looking for unique finds. The survival of pristine examples of the 1973 penny is rare, as most circulated widely and suffered the wear of daily transactions. Yet, those that survived in near-perfect condition remain highly sought after, often becoming the centerpiece of collections focused on British decimal coinage. The rarity of the 1973 penny lies in a blend of condition, error varieties, and specific minting batches that were not widely released to the public. When such coins appear at auctions, they generate enormous excitement, with collectors competing fiercely to own a piece of numismatic history that bridges tradition and change. In terms of value, the rarest examples of the 1973 OnePenny have been recorded reaching up to $3 million. This astounding figure is not just tied to the coin's metal content, but rather to its scarcity, condition, and the historical weight it carries as part of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. For historians, the 1973 penny is more than currency. It is a window into Britain's transformation during the early 1970s. It reflects a society adjusting to new systems while still paying homage to centuries-old institutions and royal continuity under Elizabeth I. As time passes, the rarity and desirability of the 1973 penny only continue to grow, cementing its place as one of the most valuable pieces in British numismatic history. The combination of historical importance, rarity, and the figure of a beloved monarch ensures its legacy as a coin worth millions in both monetary and cultural terms. In 1984, the United Kingdom issued the OnePenny coin under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a piece that might appear ordinary to many but holds remarkable significance for collectors. The coin belongs to the decimal coinage series introduced in 1971, a transformation that simplified the currency system. By 1984, these coins were widely circulated, yet some unique variations and conditions have made specific examples extraordinarily rare and highly valuable. The obverse of the 1984 1-penny coin features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy shows the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a regal and iconic depiction that graced British coinage for many years. The portrait itself represents continuity and tradition, linking modern Britain with its historic monarchy. On the reverse of the 1984 1-penny coin, Christopher Ironside's design of a crown portcullis is displayed. The portcullis, a traditional heraldic emblem associated with the Palace of Westminster, symbolizes British parliamentary heritage. This design ensured that even the smallest denomination coin carried with it a powerful cultural message, representing governance and stability. Most 1-penny coins minted in 1984 were produced in vast quantities for circulation, which makes the rare version stand out even more. The scarcity arises not only from minting anomalies but also from preserved conditions that survive decades without wear. Collectors worldwide seek these specific specimens, knowing that the true value lies in their rarity rather than their face value. The historical backdrop of 1984 was also significant. Britain was in a period of economic and political change, with Margaret Thatcher's government reshaping the nation. Coins minted during this era carry an added layer of cultural and historical context, reminding us of the everyday objects that witnessed important national transformations. Over time, collectors discovered that certain 1984 pennies held unique minting differences. Some struck in proof sets and others with subtle design variations became highly sought after. As these pieces entered private collections and were safeguarded, their rarity multiplied, elevating them from everyday currency into treasures of numismatic history. For enthusiasts of Queen Elizabeth II coinage, the 1984 penny holds special significance as part of the broader legacy of her reign. Each coin is not just a monetary tool but also a representation of the Queen's enduring image on British coinage, making it an essential part of royal and monetary heritage. The current value of a rare 1984 1-penny coin can be astonishing. While the face value is just a penny, certain specimens have fetched enormous sums at auctions. The most valuable example has been valued at $1.93 million, a figure that highlights just how extraordinary and collectible this piece has become in the world of rare coins. This incredible valuation makes the 1984 1-penny coin one of the most coveted pieces in UK numismatic history. Collectors continue to hunt for these rarities, often hoping that a simple coin in their possession could turn out to be a hidden fortune. The allure lies in the possibility of discovering immense value within something so seemingly ordinary. Ultimately, the 1984 penny reminds us that history, heritage, and artistry can transform even the smallest denomination into an object of wonder. From its royal portrait to its parliamentary symbolism, and from its cultural backdrop to its modern-day valuation, this coin stands as proof that treasures often come in the most unexpected forms.